The zodiac's message indicates that on this trajectory date, a galactic center energy creation event became visible and began to have a catastrophic effect on our planet, the Earth. Scientists found that the core of an active galaxy can shine brighter than the galaxy itself. That is, cosmic ray electrons streaking away from the galactic core close to the speed of light produce a bluish-white light so bright that it masks the light from the galaxy's spiral arms and surrounding massive stars. There is abundant evidence that the core of our galaxy has undergone a major explosion episode comparable to those we observe taking place in Seyfert galaxies throughout the universe. Dr. Paul Laviolette's research demonstrates that the zodiacal cryptogram may have been devised as an attempt to communicate to future generations the knowledge of this pervasive galactical cycle. In light of Dr. Laviolette's work, we were able to ask ourselves some astounding questions, such as, were the ancients who intuited the symbolic content of celestial and zodiacal patterns attempting to tell us something?
Many believe that ancient peoples were ignorant of the past and of the truth. But what if their myths are a warning to the people of the future about an event, a great catastrophe that occurred a long time ago? What if the memory of this event shaped the lives and thoughts of all those who came after it? What if this memory is the real significance behind humanity's many mythologies? The Hopi people of North America have a legend that there were 3 other worlds before this, the present world. Each of these worlds was terminated by a great catastrophe. The Hopi believe that this ending will be heralded by the appearance of Sakwasoha, the blue star spirit. Sakwasoha will shine brighter than all of the stars in the heavens. These legends promise that one day, the present world will also come to an end. And although the blue star spirit brings forth the end of this world, she also plants the seeds for the next one.
Since the cores of distant exploding galaxies are observed to have a bright blue-white star-like appearance, it is reasonable to expect that the core of our own galaxy would have a similar appearance during its explosive stage. The legendary appearance of a blue star could be referring to an explosion of our galaxy's core. Since we cannot see the galactic core because of intervening dust clouds, most of the blue light that ancient viewers would have seen from a galactic core explosion would have come from the cosmic ray electrons emitted from the core. During their 23,000 light-year journey to us, this advancing army of torchbearers would have been continuously generating and beaming forward a bluish light. It would have appeared suddenly, without warning, and would have remained in the sky for several hundred to several thousand years. During this ancient galactic superwave passage, the star-studded sky that we are used to seeing would have been transformed into a ghostly scene of various shaped amorphous nebulae and dust clouds overlying one another. The entire Scorpio-Sagittarius region would have taken on an ominous appearance. Within minutes of the appearance of the blue star, superwave cosmic rays would have begun impacting the solar system's magnetic field sheath. This would have caused a network to form of faintly luminous cobweb-like filaments stretching outward from the sky from the vicinity of the blue star. Perhaps the most frightening phenomenon to occur in this early stage would be the prompt arrival of the electromagnetic pulse, and perhaps shortly afterward, the onslaught of a giant gravity wave with its ensuing crustal torque, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. Several hundred years after the first appearance of the blue star, Earth observers would have become aware of lighting effects resulting from the SuperWave's passage through the galaxy's central bulge. Electromagnetic radiation, called synchrotron radiation, emitted by the SuperWave's cosmic rays, would have illuminated the dense gas clouds in the galaxy's nucleus to create an oval luminous form around the blue star. This apparition would have been shaped somewhat like this infrared map image. Usually, dense clouds of dust obscure the light coming from this region. However, during its bright active phase, some light would have penetrated. This frightening spectacle may have appeared to ancient inhabitants as a gigantic punishing eye in the sky. Its iris would have a brilliant light emanating from its central point, the blue star.
Active galaxies require a massive compact energy source of enormous strength to stabilize the orbits of stars contained within them. The engine, which drives the direction of rotation and shape of each galaxy, consists of what astrophysicists refer to as a supermassive black hole located in the direct center. The central black hole, located within our galaxy, contains an estimated mass of over 1 trillion stars and is believed to be over 2 trillion miles in diameter. Many leading astro and quantum physicists also believe that supermassive black holes spin at an unbelievably high rate due to their overwhelming mass. At this high rate of spin, the black hole's projected gravitational field is no longer spherical, but rather flattens out to form a massive yet extremely thin spinning disk. Our galactic plane can easily be identified by even the untrained eye. As one views the shape and characteristics of our own galaxy from images provided by the Hubble telescope and projected computer simulations, we can easily see that all matter moves and is formed around this flattened gravitational influence.
But is there any scientific proof that such a disaster has occurred? Dr. Paul Laviolette first pondered the idea of a galactic superwave in 1979 while studying at Portland State University, and he became determined to find an answer to the question. After discovering and decoding a hidden cipher in zodiacal symbology, he began developing a complete theory concerning the outbursts which occur at the center of the Milky Way. Dr. Laviolette knew that if a galactic superwave had begun to arrive some 15,860 years ago, it should have pushed cosmic dust into the solar system. Wondering if there was a good way to check the geological record to see if increased amounts of cosmic dust had entered the Earth's atmosphere during the last ice age, he realized that the best place to look for such evidence would be in the Earth's polar ice record.
Very early on, I realized that if a cosmic ray volley had come from the direction of the galactic center, it would have had sufficient pressure to push forward interstellar dust particles. And if sufficient amounts of this dust were around the solar system, it would have been carried inward and would have entered the Earth's environment, would have been coming onto through the Earth's atmosphere and falling along with snows at that time and become imprisoned in the ice caps. And today we should find that dust, if it was falling at that time, in ice hundreds of meters down.
Dr. Laviolette analyzed 8 Greenland ice core samples that ranged from 35,000 to 73,000 years old and dated from the first half of the Ice Age.
To check for this dust, the best way is to look for elements like iridium and nickel, which are more abundant in extraterrestrial material. And the technique used for this is neutron activation analysis.